Hey people, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Thanks for joining, liking, subscribing, and all that jazz. Man, do I have a story and a half for you guys. I don't care where you are in the world, but if you speak English, you're going to want to see this because this is a fast forward, or we're going to look into the future, what's coming to your English-speaking city if it hasn't gotten there yet. So we're talking about a lot of those red states of America that still haven't been affected by Amerifornia. Oh yeah, so our good old city, we're back at our good old city from our friends over at the Toronto Star. You need an income of 220 large to buy a home in Toronto, Vancouver, new data shows. So there it is right there, and that's from Ratehub.ca, and this is an older article. I'm bringing this up because just so people could see how much you need per year. People are making a ton of money in Canada. No, people in the public service, working for the government, keep getting the raises in order for them to live in a basic house. So people watching this in other parts of the world wondering, 220,000, what kind of mansion are these people buying? No, they're buying a house that needs severe repair, probably new roof and windows. It's 2,000 square feet. So this is, I want to put this out there, a disclaimer out there, okay? So there it is, 220K. I think we even covered this. And what did we say? This is very important. Price boom in the GTA, Toronto money laundering hard at work, first-time homebuyer loans. So what happened was money laundering was going into the GTA when Vancouver put the foreign buyers tax on 6 years ago. When they did, people went to the GTA, Toronto, and Seattle and destroyed both those markets with money laundering because housing was heavily dependent. Look, China will own Canada by 2020. Free trade reform now. China, CCP economic takeover. China even clamped down on banks moving currency overseas, parking money in middle-class housing. So there it is right there. And there it is. Look, Vancouver disappearing middle class. 5 years ago. Economy becoming more dependent on housing. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK, and the blue states of America 6 years ago. BSA. It took me 5 minutes to figure out what BSA meant. Now, here we go. This is from yesterday. A one-bedroom in Toronto now costs $2,500 a month with no relief in sight. So a one-bedroom apartment in something like this. So you're probably thinking, shill, condos down in Miami Beach with the pool in the front by the ocean. No, it's this right here. This is what you're paying, $2,500 a month. So there it is right there. The financial squeeze continues for Toronto renters who have to move in today's market, and new data shows the average one-bedroom listing for $2,501 per month in February. So there it is. We got the numbers in from the first 2 months of the year. And what do we say? Over half of Toronto can afford a one-bedroom get out now. 3 years ago! In my opinion, Toronto will be a wasteland and an empty shell by 2023. At this rate of deterioration, they will need to drastically raise taxes to keep the cities operating at a basic minimum. Wow! And Toronto wins top spot for poverty. Locals abandoning Vancouver and Toronto 4 years ago. So this is something we've been very vocal about. You could buy this garage in Toronto for like $1 million. So there it is right there, folks. And city warns its long-awaited housing plan is at high risk in latest report. So again, what do you see there, folks? Cranes. Toronto has released details of its long-awaited plan to deal with the housing crisis, but warned that its ability to deliver the program at high risk unless Ontarians reimburses it for hundreds of millions of dollars in development charges removed by political legislation. So there's too much red tape. We talked about red tape when it comes to getting permits and getting stuff done. The housing report released Tuesday doesn't make new recommendations about how to tackle the housing crunch. There it is. There's nothing. The goal of building 285,000 new homes over the next decade. And what do we talk about? Crane City! Toronto, new Crane City, more investment opportunity for money launderers from China 3 years ago. And there it is right there. Toronto wins. Look, most cranes. It even won an award 4 years ago. Once the foreign buyers tax came in Vancouver, it just destroyed everything. So there it is. Basic living lifestyle in Canada is done, $3,702. It's considered affordable rent in Vancouver. 5 years ago, I was already warning about this, that Amerifornia is going east, or California. I live in California, so. And guys, don't forget to join us tonight on Rumble for open discussion. Unfortunately, we can't talk about here on YouTube. So this is what's happening. So people are saying, well, this puts pressure on minimum wage jobs and small businesses like me, pressure to raise people's minimum wage or give them a better living wage. when we're being taxed to death already. Canada Revenue keeps calling me for a GST. The GST from a month ago, we sent it in. They didn't get it, so we sent it in 3 times. Same thing with the corporate tax return from 2019. We sent it in 3 times. Well, we don't have it. We're going to fine you. We're going to audit you. I'm like, go ahead. Audit me, waste your time. So this is what they're doing. They're going to come, they're going to tax us to death. They're going to find ways to keep these cities going. And they're going to, obviously, property tax needs to go up. Because even though your standard of living is going down into the floor, beneath the floor, into the pits of hell. Anyways, guys, this is what's happening. It's an economic takeover. And public sector workers, teachers, firefighters, police, they're going to keep fighting for more increase because they can't afford to live in their cities. In turn, tax the small businesses that are left, that have been ravaged through the last couple of years and managed to survive. More money to keep their agendas going. I'll see you tonight on Rumble on Mike in the Night. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.